So it's a whole new month. My first time in September on the YouTube live here. So yeah, so come on in here, let's talk. I'm always promoting the IDFA, which is on my shirt here, International Drug-Free Athletics, Natural Bodybuilding, working out, all that kind of stuff. So a healthy lifestyle and all that. So come on in here, we can talk about whatever you want. I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's almost 10 p.m. Eastern time here. So yeah, so come on in here, let's talk. We'll talk about workouts, all that kind of stuff. I just got back from working out chest and back at the YMCA just right behind my building here. So yeah, so come on in here, let's chat. Again, Shaun Campbell 2.0. If you're seeing me on here, subscribe to the channel. Show some support, show some love. I'm trying to get monetized on this son of a gun. So yeah, so come on in here, let's talk. Let's talk natural bodybuilding, let's talk fitness, let's talk workouts, let's talk whatever you want to talk about. I'm here for you. So yeah, so today, guys, I'll start talking until people come in here. Today, I've been working on a Shopify account. Okay, so I don't know if anyone knows a lot about Shopify. Come in here, and let me know, because I'm building them a Shopify account. I've got products to sell and all that stuff, so I have to upload new pictures and all kinds of stuff. So it's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. It seemed like it was going to be an easy. Well, I didn't think it was going to be easy, but I didn't know it was going to be this time consuming, because I've got realized, oh shit, I need a picture of this, I need a picture of that, a description for this and that. I got to count my inventory, how much I've got of certain t-shirts and all this kind of stuff. Then I got to upload them onto Shopify. Then I got to figure out how to do the layout, shipping, all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be, it should be all right. So I used to do a little bit of online sales and stuff through my website, but that was me creating the whole thing using PayPal links and all kind of shit. So it's a big pain in the ass. Shopify is so user-friendly, but I'm not used to it, so it's a little bit difficult, right now. But I can see that when I get everything in place, it'll be so easy to like add new stuff, update things. You know what I mean? It's very simple, and the uploading pictures is easy. So putting the products up is easy for me, but it's just the whole site, the themes and stuff. I don't know how to do that yet. Figuring out shipping, I got to figure out the best way to get the best rates possible for the people when we ship ideally across the world. Right now I'm going to focus on probably Canada and USA, but I'll ship anywhere around the world, but I got to figure out the best ways, the best rates and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so come on in here, guys. Let's talk about workouts, natural bodybuilding, anything like that. If you want to talk about Shopify, Wix, I'm working on, I do a lot of my own building on my websites. I do Canva, I do all my designs, I do Shopify myself. So I have a lot of, so all this stuff you're seeing me rocking and my websites and all that stuff, I do it all myself. So if you have any question about, or how I do all my stuff, usually mostly through Canva. Then the websites I do mostly through Wix, but I have another WordPress website. I'm learning how to do Shopify, so I'm going to try and master that son of a gun. So yeah, so if you have anything you want to talk about, like I said, I can talk about more than just workout, more than just natural bodybuilding. Anything you want to talk about fitness-wise, anything you want to talk about Canva-wise. I'm pretty good at using Canva. I'm pretty good at using Wix. I'm pretty good at, I'm learning how to use Shopify. I'm not going to say I'm good at that yet. I'm pretty good at editing videos too, video editor. So if anyone wants to talk about that kind of stuff, basically anything you see me do on my websites and all that stuff, I do it all by myself, right? So I know how to do editing, I know how to do filming, I know how to do websites, I know how to do posters, all this shit, right? So yeah, so come on in here, let's talk. Again, I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0, so subscribe to the channel. I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, guys. I run a natural bodybuilding organization, which is that logo is on my shirt. It's also on my up there as well, International Drug-Free Athletics. I'm starting a new brand. That's what I'm working on right now on the Shopify, but I don't want to say it, because I want to launch it when it's impressive. I got everything in place. I just got to get it all nice and neat on my Shopify account. I got to make sure all the shipping's in order, all the links are working, all the products are up, everything's working, everything looks good, and then I'm going to let you guys all know about it. But it's a new brand that's dropping probably the next, well, I want to say next day or two, but I don't know how long it's going to take, because I'm just learning how to use Shopify. So the learning curve's a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. But And I'm also a perfectionist, so I want to make sure I have all the right images and all that stuff. So as soon as I'm trying to upload on Shopify, I realize, oh, I don't have a good picture of that clothing item, so I have to go get another better picture. Oh, I need a better banner, so I got to create a banner. Then so all these things is creating a lot. Then I gotta count all my inventory. How many shirts do I have? How many sweaters do I have? How many hoodies do I have? So it's becoming quite the job. I've been working on it for a little while here, and then I also want to do a launch for it. So that's a little bit of work too. So, anyways, guys, I'm all about natural body, but I'm all about health and fitness. I'm all about longevity. I'm all about working out, getting results, but also practicing the healthy lifestyle approach, guys. So basically doing the bodybuilding lifestyle, but the healthy way, no drugs at all, guys, all natural. So I promote all natural, drug-free, natural bodybuilding. That's my big thing on here. I'm Shaun Campbell, Shaun Campbell 2.0. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff, guys. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay on here. I'm going to stay on here a little bit, see what happens. If people start asking questions, I'll stick around for a while. If people don't, I'm going to jump off. Because if things die down on here, I'm going to go over to Instagram and see what's shaking over there. Because I'm trying to do Instagram lives too, right? But I find YouTube live a lot more fun, and I'm also way more interested in building up my YouTube. I want to build up my YouTube and my Shopify presence to hardcore status, right? Those are the two that I want to be the master of. And they're the two that I'm the least familiar with. So I know Instagram, Facebook, and all this stuff. I don't want to spend money on advertising on there. I want to spend my advertising money on YouTube and Shopify. But I have to get everything in place first. I have to understand what I'm doing. And then we're going to start promoting like a son of a gun. Hey, Carter, I'm doing good. How you doing? Yes, if anyone's on here, I'm Shaun Campbell. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I promote the International Drug-Free Athletics, which is natural bodybuilding competitions. I talk about workout stuff, all that stuff. So I'm in Toronto, Canada. It's basically 10 p.m. Eastern time here. I haven't been on here in a little bit. We're just starting September, so this is pretty exciting. I'm just launching a new brand coming up that I've been thinking about, and it just came to me that exactly how I want to put it all together. But I'm going to have to go, I'm creating a Shopify website for it because there's going to be a lot of products for sale and stuff like that. So I'm just getting ready to launch that. So when I launch it, it's going to be exciting, guys. And I'm going to have a lot of things revolving around the products. Like videos and all that stuff revolve around the product. The product is just right up my wheelhouse, and you guys are going to love it. It's just a cool brand. It's a cool lifestyle brand. You're all going to like it. Mighty Cucumber, that's a funny question, because the funny thing is, it goes to look like, if all things were equal, they would go for the fit person, right? If, say, both have the same money and all that kind of stuff, they're going to go for the fit person. But if the money's a big difference with the overweight guy and the fit guy, a lot of women are going to go to that, right? Because a lot of women, I don't know. I'm not saying majority of women. I'm just saying women do in general, because you see it all the time, or you hear about it all the time, sugar daddies and all this kind of stuff. It's out there for a reason, because women do love money. Unfortunately, right? Not unfortunately. It is what it is. And it's not every woman, right? There's some women, but most times women want to go up a level, whereas guys, we don't seem to really care. We just care how hot the girl is, right? I can be filthy loaded, and the girl can have no job, and I'm like, I'll date her. But it was the other way around. A girl's got a really good income and good money and all stuff, and then the guy has no job. She's like, hell no, not that guy. Whereas guys, we will go that route. Because guys, to us, the almighty thing is, how hot is the chick? You know what I mean? That, especially when you're younger, right? Or even older, because I'm an older guy. I'm dumb too when it comes to good-looking women, right? So, but whereas women are not easily, but you definitely get persuaded to date guys they normally wouldn't date if there's a lot of money involved. If a guy's driving a Ferrari and all these kind of things, all of a sudden he looks a lot more enticing than if he didn't. Whereas a guy, we don't really care that much about that kind of stuff. A girl could be driving a Ferrari. If she's not good looking, she's not good looking. At least that's for me, because I like the physical attraction part. That has to be there for me. But that's just me, right? Because there are guys out there that will do that too. Like, you'll see guys that are fairly good looking, fit guys, and they're with women that maybe got a lot of money and stuff like that and take care of them. They're out there too, right? But it's not as prevalent as with the hot 20-year-old girl with a 50, 60-year-old guy with lots of money, right? But you know what I mean? To each their own. The bottom line is what you want to be in life is happy, right? I don't want to use people for things. Like, I don't want to use someone. Like, I'm not going to be with a woman I'm just using just because she's hot. Or I don't want a woman using me just because she thinks I have more money, that I can buy her things or whatever. I don't want to be in these situations, right? You want to feel like that there's a chemistry where it's equal both ways. Because there are younger fit women that are attracted to older guys that are more successful, got their shit together, but they're actually attracted to them, not attracted to the money. They're attracted to the whole thing. Because yeah, unfortunately, having a little bit more success and all that stuff, you should have all that if you're that much older, right? You should have your shit together. And that's just part of the package. Just like when you're younger, you should be a little bit hotter and a little more fit than women, than me, for example, or whatever. You're 20 years younger. So that's kind of the part of the package. That's what you bring to the table. That's what I bring to the table. And then if it works out and you got a mutual attraction with these things you bring to the table, then it's all good. But if you're using someone just for that, say if I don't even want a relationship with somebody, but I just want to use them for whatever, for fun, that's not cool either. And if say someone's not really attracted to me, but they just want to use me because I take them out places and buy them things, that's not cool either, right? So I'm not into these games. I don't want to feel like I'm being used. And I don't want to use people. That's probably why I'm not dating much right now, because I'm not in the mood, like, I'm not playing around. If I get back in the dating scene, I'm looking for a serious relationship with someone, right? Of course, it starts off slow, but I'm not going to use people just for fun. Because maybe when I was younger, I was just like, oh, I just need it. I need to have some fun. And you use people. You have a few girls that you call just to use them, basically. And I'm not going to play that game anymore, right? That game's done. I'm done with that game. I'd rather be single and not use people and just like, fuck, you know what I mean? Be single and don't date anybody than to date people just to try to get things out of them, right? Vito Juice, how are you? I'm talking about relationship stuff here all of a sudden. I don't know how, but someone asked me about fit guys with no money and rich guys that are out of shape. Like, who would a woman rather be with? I just went on a rant. It's just fun talk. But Beetlejuice, I'm working on something really cool here on I don't know, I'm working on building up, what was I going to try to say? Shopify. I'm working on some really cool products I'm selling on Shopify, so I'm trying to build up Shopify and all that stuff, so that's going pretty good. Well, it's more like a brand. Well, I might as well even say what it is, because there's not many people on here anyways, right? You know, I talk about natural athlete all the time. I got a natural athlete brand I put together that I'm going to launch on Shopify. So it's like merch, right? I'm going to launch on Shopify, but I've also got a YouTube series I want to revolve around natural athlete, which is really cool. Documentary series that I want to do on athletes, no matter what level you're at, as long as you consider yourself a natural athlete. I just want to hear your story, because everyone has a story. So I'm going to do like a natural athlete stories type documentary series on YouTube. It just came to me, as I was looking back at old videos I had of people talking about their journey, about the reason why, and that shit hit me hard. Because there's no fancy videos. They're just sitting there talking, telling their story of why they work out. Because some people work out. People don't just work out for the reasons we think it is. Some people are trying to show their kids what's possible, or they're trying to say they've always made excuses and put themselves second, that they're going to put themselves first, or they finally want to take their health seriously and get in shape. Because we all think that's all vanity. We see these great bodies. We think, oh my God, we don't realize there's a story behind every great body. Or there's a story behind the bodies that aren't so great. There's a story behind every person that walks in the gym, or every person that walks on stage to compete, or into a gym, or in any fitness element. Everyone has a story. And some of these stories are quite compelling stories, right? And quite motivating, quite inspiring. So I'm going to do a whole series on that, and I'm going to do interviews with a whole bunch of people of all different walks of life. As long as they're trying to better themselves through health or fitness, and they do it also the natural way. which is most people, the majority of people in this world do it the natural way. And the majority of people in this world also don't have ambitions of being a top level bodybuilder. Because majority of people, the people that we want to hear the stories of, these people that do these transformations, these body transformations, these are great stories. Anyway, so I'm working on that. And I'm working on Shopify. So that's the newest project of me to learn Shopify. It's pretty user friendly, but I don't know how to do the layout of the site yet for Shopify. I'm having a hard time with that one. Yeah, basically Beetlejuice, exactly like that story, but expanded. Because I did a series about 15 years ago called "I Am Proud to Be an IDFA Athlete," and people just sat in a chair and told their stories. So now I'm just going to expand on it. We're going to tell your story, but tell the whole story. You know what I mean? Let's inspire people. Let's motivate people. Like, why did you start working out? How was your first experience? What's your reason why that gets you to go to the gym on the days you don't want to go? What's your biggest struggle? What's your biggest accomplishment? What is your biggest insecurity? All these things. Just imagine people sitting down and telling you their stories and telling it like heart to heart. Like, I want them to talk to the camera and just tell it like they're talking to like they're talking to people. Like they're talking to themselves in the mirror almost, right? Yeah, so I would love to. Have you ever seen, who on here has seen Soft White Underbelly? Where he basically talks to the street people like prostitutes, drug addicts. He talks to all these people and they sit down in front of a camera, basic situation, no fancy lighting, no fancy editing, they just tell their story. I want to do that with a health and fitness angle and a natural angle too, right? Like, but not necessarily bodybuilders. We can even talk to track and field superstars who are natural athletes. Sit down and say, what got you into track and field? Like, they'll tell you stories like, when I was a kid, I was teased and all this stuff. You're going to hear great stories. And then why you choose to do it naturally, and then they're going to tell you why, all these things. Like, I know there's so many amazing stories that could be told, because I know I would be a fan, and I don't see anyone else doing it, so that's why I don't even really want to talk about it until I start doing it, because I don't want someone to jump on it before I do. But I'm going to keep it very simple. It's going to be focused entirely on the athlete. I'm not going to be in it. And if I'm ever in an interview, I'll be the guy in the background asking leading questions to keep the conversation going. That's it. Like, if they start to slow down with the talking, because a great interview for what I want to do is when I basically say, hey, tell me about your experience with working out. And if they can just go on and talk for 30 minutes straight without me asking a single question, that's the perfect interview. That's the kind of interviews I want to do. I don't want to be on the camera for these, because I know being on the camera, it just creates way more bullshit. Because when I do these editing of other people's stuff and I just look at them, I'm trying to make them look good. That's so much easier, because you judge yourself so fucking hard. If I'm even if I'm looking at myself right now, I'm like, oh fuck, I don't like what I'm wearing, where the glass is. Oh my god, they're this. But if I see someone else in front of the camera, I can easily say, hey, that looks great, and I can just zoom in on them, zoom out. Oh, this is perfect. But when it's yourself, it's just tough, because it doesn't motivate me enough. What really gets me excited is when I hear people telling their stories. Because I did this, I'm proud to be an IDFA athlete way back in like 2000. I want to say 2012, somewhere around there, 2013, 2012. And the stories I got were amazing. The amount of attention we got from it was amazing. It just basically said, I am proud to be an IDFA athlete, and then they told their story. And they said, why? And that's where I got those little clips from that you saw. So I'm basically doing that, but it's not gonna be like it's not gonna be like directed only to IDFA. It's gonna be, whatever your story is, you can tell it, as long as it revolves around health and fitness, and of course being natural, because I don't want someone talking about steroids and stuff, because then no, that's not the channel. We're not doing that, because we're talking about real people, real stories, role models, inspiring. where in there do steroids come in? Nowhere. So we're not going to do any type of stuff. But the majority of people I talk to don't do steroids, okay? 90% of people with a great story is nothing to do with steroids. Half the time they're bad stories because they let steroids come into the picture, and that's what ruined this perfect story they had going. Because like it or not, guys, it's not a positive thing. You see Mr. Olympias and all that shit, it's not a positive thing. Yeah, I want to be the voice in the background, exactly. If even for now, I'm going to try not to be. I'm going to see if I can make it happen with me having them, like, after we talk, I'm going to talk to them and do a little interview with them first to see what their story is, and then just give them like a little bit of instructions. Like, just go in front of a camera, answer these 4 questions type thing, and then just tell it and just go off. I don't want people to edit their stuff. I just want them to talk into their camera on their phone. Like, this is how I'm sort of sitting right here. Just talk, tell your story, hit start, tell your story, then hit stop when you're done and just email it to me. Or send it to WeTransfer or Dropbox or whatever. Send me your story, and then I'll take it from there. I'll do all the editing, I'll do that, because I want to do very minimal editing. I'll just edit stuff like if they had pauses or stuff like that, right? Or they swore by accident. Beetlejuice, that's fantastic. Yeah, so when I launch this thing, it's probably gonna be launched like next week or this week. I'm gonna try. Because I want to come out perfect with a perfect launch. But when I come out with it, make sure for sure you hit me up or email me right now so I can add you to my list, because I'll send you exactly what I want from the people early, just so we can get some of these stories started. If you're okay with just sitting, I just basically want people to sit on a chair with a basic background and no volume anywhere. I want no music in the background or anything, because that screws up all the editing and stuff, and it screws up YouTube with the algorithm, right? Because you can't, because I want to share the stuff in shorts, and if I have like music that's copywritten, also I can't share it, I can't do all kinds of stuff. It's very limiting. So yeah, so I want people to do it no music in the background, and just because I want to be focused on them, and I might even do it like a black and white vibe, so it gives it kind of like that vintage vibe, and just, I'm gonna create a vibe, and I'm gonna keep it for all the videos, where it's very consistent. We have the same opening, the same vibe, just like Soft White Underbelly, just like a lot of these documentary style channels do. It's all the same vibe, where the subject is the focus. Yeah, good lighting. It doesn't have to be perfect lighting. See how I'm in like right now? This is bullshit. I'm just in some crappy lighting, and I'm in like, it's quiet here, no one's here. If I just sat here and told my story and hit record and sent it into to me at the IDFA, that's all I need. Like, this would be perfect. I think I might get people to do it the other way around, phone, like, but if they send to me like this, I can easily edit it, no problem. But I'd rather them, I think, hold it what's it called, horizontally, just so that it fits the YouTube frame better. But if they don't, that's fine. Because I've had people send me like this. I just put like my my logos on the side or something, right? yeah, but Beetlejuice, yeah, email me, Beetlejuice. Email me at info@idfa.ca so I can add you to my list, because maybe even tomorrow I'll send you my idea of what I'm going to do before I send it out to other people. Because I want to get a few stories on the go right away. Like, I want, like, if I could get it, because I know there's hundreds and thousands of stories out there. I could put a story up every day if people got excited about it, because everyone has a story. Everyone. info@idfa.ca. Let me just see if I can I type it on the screen somehow? Let me just see. I can just put start Q&A. What's that? I'll just type it here. And then if anyone else wants to email me, they can just email me here. Can you see that there? So guys, that's my email. If anyone wants to email me anything. So Beetlejuice, can you see it? Can you guys see my email up there? Because I don't know how to do it on here, but I think, oh, cool. So if anyone wants, to, yeah, if every time anyone ever needs to get in touch with me, that's my email. That's my email goes directly to me. That's where everything goes to that email. I'm going to try not to. I want the natural athlete to people to not get confused with IDFA because that's going to be my biggest hurdle at first. Because everyone's going to think, oh, it's an IDFA thing. No, I want to be beyond IDFA because this vision of natural athlete is beyond IDFA. It's so far beyond IDFA. I can talk to WNBF athletes. I can talk to Olympic athletes. I can talk to professional athletes who consider themselves natural and are proud to be natural. I can talk to GSP because he preaches about how he's proud to be a natural athlete. There's a lot of natural athletes out there that speak openly about it. So I'd love to get people telling their stories. And not me telling it, them telling it. But yeah, Beetlejuice, I think you got a good story. I especially like the fact that you're a swimmer. Because that's exactly what I'm trying to show people, especially if I do that right near the beginning, a couple that aren't bodybuilders. I need to show people right away that this is not just bodybuilding, guys. And I want to have some transformation stories, which is yours is both. So I would love to have like a transformation, because I have a lot of transformations that have come through the channel, the IDFA. So I'm going to hit a lot of them up because their stories are amazing. I've had guys that have lost 200 pounds to get on stage, right? So these are people that's exciting stuff. So I'd love to talk to these guys and get them to tell their story. Just sit in front of a camera and tell your story. Because you'd be surprised, because we think they know their story, like shit, if I were to talk, you probably wouldn't even... Yeah, I saw 200 pounds. I've saw it a few times, like 2 or 3 times I've seen people lose 200 pounds. And then you see other people, like maybe they've been through a severe accident or something, or they've overcome... Because some people got the stories that you would never believe. Or sometimes you see, like, say you see an older athlete, say she's a 40-year-old woman, you're like, oh my gosh, she looks amazing. And then you see what she looked like before, you're like, what the fuck, is that you? Like, because some people just, they get to a certain age, they realize, shit, I don't take care of myself anymore. I'm getting back and taking charge of my health, right? Because they don't even realize that they have an inner athlete within them they didn't even know they had. Because they've never believed in themselves, they've had the confidence. Then when they start training, their body just responds so well because they were always that athlete. They were always that natural athlete inside that body. You know what I mean? Because it was that confidence that they didn't have, that support they didn't have, that belief in themselves they didn't have. Yeah, so my mission, like I woke up one day and I just realized that I was losing focus on natural bodybuilding just because I don't know. Because when you think about bodybuilding, like, I was fueled by vanity when I first got into natural bodybuilding. I'm not going to lie, right? But the older I get, the more I want to change people's lives, the more I want to inspire people, motivate people. The more I watch the transformation stories, I'm more impressed by that I am the guy with a great physique or the girl that looks, oh my gosh, she's amazing. These people with the stories like, oh, I lost 100 pounds. They still look like real people. They don't look like professional competitors, nothing, but they have a real story. They're inspiring people, and they're changing not only their life, but other people's lives around them, right? They're showing people what's possible. These real people, real stories are inspiring me more than ever. I still appreciate the genetically gifted freak athletes that are out there, because that's a whole story to itself too. Because they're being accused of being on drugs all the time just because they look so great. Like, that'd be a fun story to hear about, like, how they deal with people accusing them of being on steroids. Like, some of these guys look so good, they're being accused of being on steroids every fucking, behind their back all the time, of course. But every time they step in the gym, be like, yeah, bullshit. Oh no, vanity is part of it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to look good, but that used to be my only part. I didn't care about health. Well, I must have cared because I never did steroids, so I must have cared to some degree, but I cared more about what do I look like? How am I going to do on stage? All these things, right? If that makes any sense, right? Where the older and older you get, you realize, holy shit, this is... Okay, maybe it's not the vanity thing. Maybe it's that didn't care about other people. I only cared about myself. That might be it. Yeah, that might be the. But the thing is, when I did bodybuilding, and so I focus only on myself. I don't care how you're doing. I don't want to inspire people. I just care about how do I look? How am I going to do on stage? It was all about me, me, me. Now it's more about like, you want to hear other people's stories. You want to motivate people through other people's stories. You want to inspire people. You actually hear these stories and you are actually interested because you're not so self-involved, right? So I find that's something that's different when you get older. Because before it'd be all about me. Yeah, 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 yeah. So when's my protein meal? Now it's more about I love hearing people's stories. I love seeing people accomplish great things. I equally like I'm equally inspired by the transformation stories I am the bodybuilders. Before I'd be all like, even when I first started the organization, it's all about like I wanted the best competitors on stage. Now I just want to have the most people that have passion for health and fitness, that are trying to be the best version of themselves. I want those people on my stage. And a lot of those are transformation challenge people. I love the transformation challenge people. Like, you don't have to get first place for you to be in the good graces with the IDFA, because I don't give a shit, to be honest with you. I give a shit on how good of a person you are. Are you a good person at the show? Do you treat other people well? All these things. Because if you're an asshole, and even if you're the top competitor ever to step on the IDFA, I don't want you back. You're a prick. Don't come back. Someone could be the nicest person ever, has no chance of winning a medal or whatever, but they're great. I love having those people at the show because they're there for a different reason. We're all there for our own reasons, guys. We got to remember that. Read my last comment, please. I probably won't read it because there's a lot of people that say a lot of crazy shit. Well, I don't know if you're serious, but I have a feeling you're not. But if you are serious, don't hate yourself, because women come and go. Come on now. And if you don't want a person who's going to leave you for your best friend anyways, because what kind of person is that? They don't have good character, you don't want that person in your life. They're doing you a favor, because they're going to do the same thing to your best friend. So done. That story's over. So yeah, you don't want people that hurt you or disrespect you. Let them walk. Because I know it's really tough. You fall for someone, you're in love and all these kind of things, and change sucks and all this stuff sucks. But you don't want that person. You know, people like when a relationship isn't working, but they try to make it work. There's no point. Because if the person doesn't respect you, they're just going to make your life hell. You don't want them in your life. Now I'm old enough that I'd rather be single to myself than have people that are draining my energy or are negative. Okay, I'll check those out, Beetlejuice. But Beetlejuice, I definitely want you to do your story, my friend, for sure. Wet feet, you're gonzo. I don't know who you are, but you're not cool. So wet feet, you're gone. I will not see you on my channel no more. Sorry to tell you, my friend. But yeah, so if anyone's new on here, you subscribe to my channel. If you need to contact me for any reason, I got info@idfa.ca. That's my personal email. You could also join my email list when I'm going to post like just all my updates on things I'm doing in life, such as natural bodybuilding shows, such as workout stuff. I'm coming out with a documentary series that I want to put together, focusing on real people with real stories. So if you want to be part of that, email me. Or if you just want to hear more about real stories, email me and you'll be on my email list, so you'll be up to date on all that shit. Because we already got Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is in. He's going to do it. He's going to help me out. He's going to tell a story. I love to inspire people, motivate people. Because I just had this vision come to me. Well, I saw those documentary style videos. I've always loved them, and I always thought, how can I do this? But I came up with the idea of Natural Athlete as my brand, and I figured out exactly how to tell these stories and make it make sense with what I promote. and I'm excited. I can't wait to start launching these stories. And we're going all in. When the stories start coming, and when I get my Shopify account up for the Natural Athlete brand, I'm going all in. We're gonna get into marketing and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm the type of guy who doesn't do the social media marketing or pay for it and all that stuff. But I don't know any of these people that are big that I know on social media that are real big and making money and making a living and all that stuff, or making a good living off social media. They all invest in the marketing and all that stuff, advertising and all that stuff. So I'm gonna start doing that, but I'm gonna wait. I think I finally found the right product to do it on. So I'm pretty excited about that. So just stay tuned on that, guys. Keep following me on here. Subscribe to the channel because fun stuff is coming for sure. So I think I finally figured out my niche. I finally figured out, because they say you just got to play around on YouTube and then you'll figure out what your niche is. So I've tried a lot of things. So I always thought, all this drama, you got to do drama to get views. Yeah, that works, but it can also be very inspiring and make people feel, when people watch your video and they feel inspired or moved, or they feel like they want to be a better version of themselves, that's a successful video. That's what we're going to start doing, guys. I'm going to be telling stories. There's going to be a lot of motivating, inspiring stories coming through my page, my channel, real soon. Like, I can tell you about 10 off the top of my hand that are people I should email and say, hey, tell me your story. The funny thing is, I have about 5 to 10 every show that I do that have a story that you'd be impressed by. Because the Transformation Challenge is a big part of my organization, right? So these people all have such inspiring stories that I want to share. So I'm going to probably reach out to all of them and say, let's do this. We got to do this. You got to help me out here. Ideally, I would love to just have a studio where I can shoot all these stories myself, but I think I can reach the bigger masses if I figure out a way to get them to submit their stories. How many people do I get to compete? Well, my shows aren't that big, about 30 to 50 people in a show, basically, but they do a lot of divisions and stuff and all different classes and stuff. So it's a big show. But back in the day, I used to get about 100 at a show, right? Back in the day when I was, when the IDFA was big time, but I'm going to a different level here. I'm going to a level where it's not about I don't want to get sucked into the competitions as everything, right? I want to get sucked into, I can get more people involved that don't necessarily have to step on stage. Because before it was all about, if you don't step on my stage, that's not my business. I want my business to be, like, I would love for, like, the stuff I do on social media be part of my business. Like, my videos are doing so well, we're monetized and all that kind of stuff, and I'm inspiring thousands of people, right? That's the goal. I'll make that a big part of my business. So I love, yeah, these stories. I love it. Because the sky's the limit. Like, I could get doctors on here that are natural athletes, right? I could get truck drivers. You can get, like, any type of person. Imagine their stories. They'd be fucking wild. I was even joking around. They could probably even have, like, girls who are strippers who are natural athletes. You never know, right? They would be some fun interviews. Like, people would be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Because some people are open about these crazy things they do for a living, right? You'd be shocked. Well, there's people that are teachers. The people that step on my stage, I've had doctors on my stage. I've had teachers. I'm trying to think of what else. Well, a lot of personal trainers. Just joking. But I'm trying to think of crazy jobs that have been on my stage. I swear, I don't know for sure. I swear a few times people said a couple of these girls were like OnlyFans girls, like that do these shows. But they're discreet about it, right? Like, I swear. Like, I'm not positive, but I pretty much swear they were. And they'd be a fun interview, right? Not a fun interview in the fact that I don't want to see anything. I just want them to tell the stories. Like, the crazier the story, the better. Like, make that part of the story, too. Like, what you do for a living. Because people will be like, what the hell? Because people think it's only like people that do these type of things they're personal trainers, they're young people, they have all the time in the world. You know, some of these people are busy as hell. like clinical laboratory scientist is like that's quite the story. Just talk about that alone will get people. Well, have the fitness tie in, but mention that in there, and then mention the swimming. And make it just make it. You just gotta think like you're telling a story, right? Like you're telling a story that not necessarily to entertain people. Just be yourself, tell the story, but also think of it like you're kind of like talk to an audience too, right? Just you know what I mean? Like you gotta kind of like sell the story a little bit, right? But that's also beauty of like if you send it to me, I get the power to edit it, right? Like I or just if there's any dead space, I just cut that out. Or if you accidentally swear, I can edit that in. Like, because I watch these videos in full, right, and then edit them down. And ideally, if someone just nails it, I don't have to touch it. We just have to upload it. Like I put it to my like do my typical stuff like an intro and an ending, and then maybe a little bit of text here and there. That's it, and then boom, upload it. Let's rock. Like I don't even want to put music on the videos or anything. Maybe I want to create like a cool intro that I use for all the videos. That's it, but very short because I want to get right into the video because I want to be all about the athlete, right? Well, awesome, man. Beetlejuice, this is it, man. We're doing it. I appreciate it. We're gonna make it happen. I can't wait to hear your story. But yeah, I think once I get you, once you contact me, I'll probably just either go back and forth with you on emails, or we can even go on text or call or something, and then decide what couple questions I want you to like. Just a couple questions to answer to make sure that you stay on topic. That's it. Then just tell your story into the camera, and then send it in to me, and then that's that easy. Like if I say like what got you into what after I talk to you, we'll figure out what are good questions, right? But save us some like why did you become a scientist, and then sort of you answer it like sort of like just the question why did you become a scientist, and you say, oh yeah, so the reason I got it became a scientist was, and that way I just take the, you know what I mean? So they know what you're answering. People do that all the time, right? That's why people always want people when you're answering questions. If you're doing interviews, they always want you to lead with it. Like, make sure you put the question into the answer, right? Just so people, just in case if I take the sound clip or the sound bite, we know what you're talking about. Well, ideally, I like to do live interviews, but I guess I could sort of do it over the phone if we were on FaceTime. But would you be able to get a good quality videotape on FaceTime? I don't know. Because the ideal situation these guys do that really nail it, these guys that are real successful in these interviews, they do them like in person, right? They have like a little studio set up, and they just have people lined up, and they come in, and they do maybe about 5 or 6 every week at a certain location, right, or something, and then they have their content for the week type thing, right? And you just keep building up your database because the one guy who puts out these things almost every day, he says he's done thousands, but he only used about 100 of them because he does so many, but he's got backup ones in case he wants you. Because he says sometimes the interviews just don't work out well because he interviews people off the street, right? So you don't know what's going to happen, right? Like you might get a gold. Like he's basically playing a little bit of a gamble because he's getting people like just random people off the street. Come in here, sit down. Like sometimes they're on drugs while talking to him, right? So you don't know how it's going to go. At least with me, I know that I'm going to talk to him prior. They say we'll talk, and we'll know what your story is. Then we'll like let's do it. Oh no, I know what you're saying. Like basically, I know what you're saying. Like I like this idea. I'm trying to figure out how to do it ideally the best way to make sure we get the right content from these people. Because some people would be great just like telling the story without like no, just say, hey, go turn on the camera, tell your story, and they'll just go. But I think the great interviews are the ones that turn out really well because the person that's talking will know where to lead it, like, or if it gets, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it all out. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. And I can edit myself out of it too and stuff, right? I just don't know how we would keep it. Because I don't know if you're, say if you're on FaceTime and can you tape your side of it? Like, I don't know how it would work. I just want to make it as simple as possible too, so it's not, because the more complicated we make it, the tougher it's going to edit, and the more it's going to slow things down, and this is going to, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to, I don't want to I'm one of those guys over analysis paralysis. I'll overthink things. I'll overdo things. So I'm trying to keep this so simple that I can just bang them out, right? Yeah, Beetlejuice. We'll like once I send you all the stuff that I want to accomplish with it, and I let you know what the project is about, we can maybe even jump on a call or FaceTime or something, or even on here one day and just figure this thing out and see what's best. Because the first few are going to be the trial and error, right? Because some people are just talkers, right? Some people you just say, here, hit play and just tell me your story. I don't have to say a word, right? Then some people might have a great story, but they just don't know how to present it. But when you ask the right questions, you hear the amazing story, right? Yeah, we'll talk about it through text and stuff or emails, and we'll figure it out. After I do a few of these, I'll figure out what works best. Like right now, I have no clue, but I know what I want. But then again, you don't even know what you want until you get it, right? Because I might think I know what I want, but then someone might send me something like, holy shit, that's what I want. Because that's the beauty of the real stories. It's not what I want, it's what I get. Like, and just put it out there. Because I might even not think, like, because I saw this guy who does his interview on Soft Wet Underbelly. He puts some stuff up that he said, oh my God, I don't even think this one's not even going to go nowhere. It's not a really good interview. He didn't think it was a good interview. He didn't think the story was interesting. And they end up getting the most views of all his videos for like the month or something. Like it was his top video for the month. And meanwhile, he wasn't even going to put it up. He said, I don't even think it's that interesting. I'm not going to put it up. But you don't know what people like because everyone's different. We all have our own stories and we all are inspired by different things. You can have kind of a feel what you think's gonna work. Okay, take care, my friend. Yeah, so just hit me up, and then we'll get in on that. We'll get it going. I'm excited. Yeah, today was one of those weird days, guys. I wasn't even gonna work out today, like. Because I was, you get caught up in front of the computer, you're working away, you're like, and you think, oh my God, I'm just going to sit here and keep banging this out. But then you realize, you know what? Just get off your ass, go work out. When I was heading there, I didn't want to go. But then when I got to work out, and I felt great. So, yeah, shoot me an email. But then when I got the workout in, I felt great. So I'm really happy I went. Good night, Beetlejuice. We'll talk later, my friend. Let's inspire the masses. We're going to inspire people on YouTube with these stories. Let's do it. Lincoln Gardanus. Do I remember you? I don't. Refresh my memory. For some reason, I'm not remembering exactly. I don't go on here as much as I should. I keep saying I'm going to go on here every day, but I don't, right? I'm not consistent enough with these YouTube shorts. YouTube lives. I gotta be more consistent with these YouTube lives so I can keep. But yeah, remind me when we talked last, or where you're from or something. Because sometimes things like where you're from trigger me. I'll be like, oh yeah, now I know who you are. I'm in Toronto, Canada, just so anyone knows here. Subscribe to the channel, it's Shaun Campbell 2.0. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and here. Oh, nice. You like my glasses. No one likes my glasses, but if you like them, I appreciate it. Because I like not having them, but now I've been wearing the glasses so much today because I've been on my computer a lot. To read my phone and my computer screen, I need my glasses on. But for every other day life, watching TV and all stuff, I don't need them. Going to the gym, all stuff, I don't need them. But if I want to look at my phone, like read these texts here, I need them. And if I'm reading stuff on my screens, I've been working on my website stuff. I'm working on Spotify and my website. Like, oh, so it's a lot of typing and fucking reading and shit. It's like, oh my God. So I gotta wear this. I'm wearing them all day, so I probably got like ring things on my eyes. You just like the dollar store reading glasses, right? Magnifying glasses. But thanks, Lincoln. I appreciate it. So anyways, if anyone's on here, subscribe to the channels, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Let's build this thing up. I got some fun, exciting stuff coming up. So you want to be a part of the channel, because you're going to see some really cool, motivating stories coming out on my YouTube. So just stay tuned for that. All right, guys, if anyone's, I might just jump off here. I've been on here 50 minutes already. So I jumped on here as soon as I got back home from the gym. And I've been just shooting the shit on here a little bit. So I think I'm going to jump off here unless I see some questions pop up. But in the meantime, just subscribe to the channel. So when I come on here next time, you see me here, we can shoot the shit. If you ever have any questions, I got that email up there, info@idfa.ca. You can email me there if you want to be part of my email list. So you know everything that's happening in my all my other businesses and stuff, just drop me an email there and we'll add you to the list. All right, guys. So thanks for checking it out. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for the comments. I appreciate all you guys, and we will talk another time.